Hello, my name is Owen. I'm an Arizona 4-H'er and a Youth in Action award winner.
Hello, my name is Antonio Becker. I'm a 4-H'er from Minnesota, also one of the Youth in Action winners this year.
Hi, I'm Rachel Haselby. I am the computer science specialist for Purdue University, Indiana 4-H.
Hi, I'm Mark Light. I'm the 4-H STEM specialist with North Carolina A&T State University.
Tell me a little bit about what do you both do for the 4-H program?
So, I spent 16 years at a county level, so direct support in programming with youth, and then I've been 4 years at the state level. So similar to Rachel, supporting a lot of the grants that are STEM related, because we're all learning about AI together. You know, that's one thing that I think sometimes adults feel like we need to be the experts at everything to impart our knowledge to the youth of America. But AI is something that sometimes you guys are teaching us, you know, because you maybe know more than us, and we're navigating this world together, whereas other subject matter in 4-H, you know, maybe there's a sense where we have subject matter experts, and this is every day it changes, right? You know, so this is something I think it's exciting, but also scary to navigate the waters. But it's cool that we get to do it together.
You guys both mentioned AI education. I'm wondering, what are the positives that you're already seeing from the effects of those education programs in both youth and adults?
I'm glad you used the word positive, because one of the approaches that we've tried to take with 4-H is a positive approach. We've watched education react in some ways, and maybe you've experienced it in your own school systems, where when something new comes out, we just ban it, and that's the easy thing to do. We just say, okay, we're gonna block this in the school system. We're not gonna let kids have phones, or we're gonna take this away and remove that. And I think, you know, every tool that we use, whether that's, you know, I like to say the word hammer as an example, but it's a tool in our toolbox. And so we can always use a tool for a negative way or a positive way. So if it's a hammer, I can build things, I can create things, or I can put a hole in the wall, you know, and use it in a negative way. And so with 4-H, we really want to focus on the positive. How do we use AI as a tool to not replace human intelligence, but kind of enhance the great things that our youth are doing anyway, and take their projects and take the things that they're doing and supersize them or amplify them using an AI tool, instead of just this, what I would call copy and paste mentality of, I'm going to let the tool do the work for me, and I'm not going to have to think about it and just copy and paste the answer into an assignment. How do we teach youth that, no, we still need the youth voice in that as well? So that's what we've tried to take as a positive way.
You talked a little bit about a hammer and how, you know, you can do a lot of things with the hammer, both good and bad. What are some of the risks that you see associated with AI?
So I think 4-H is very good at developing those relationships with our youth. As adults, that's a big part of what we do is make sure that you guys have that adult that can mentor you, that can help you, whether it's your county educator, whether it's a volunteer in your community, but you have that person. And knowing that you have that person to go to when you run into trouble, or that can guide you and say, hey, are you rereading this and double checking to make sure that the information that you're getting is accurate? Are you checking your sources and things like that? So yes, there are risks in bias. There's risks in just choosing to allow the computer to, or the AI to answer for you or think for you. But I think as mentors, as adult mentors, our job is to make sure that all of our youth know that they need to think through these things and work on that stuff.
And I think from the mentors, she talked about the adult mentorship, and I think you as leaders in your own sense, here we are at Ignite, and we have 1,800 folks that can go back and be tech leaders within their communities, within their schools. And so how can we teach about the risks, about the positive and negative factors, and then have you all teach your administration at your schools, teach your fellow peers, teach the younger folks. You know, there's youth that are younger that are growing up or that are having conversations with speakers, as if they're a person, and asking them questions and things. So they're growing up with these tools, and I think you as the young person has the ability to then go back and take that back to show how we can do things positively.
Yeah, I love that idea of youth mentorship, and it's something that 4-H is really championing. What skills do you see AI enhancing that will help youth continue to be beyond ready?
Yeah, so I think we've tried to think about digital literacy instead of just AI literacy, because what's the next technology beyond AI? So there's AI now. When I first joined 4-H and became a staff member, Facebook had just opened up membership to anybody without an EDU address. And so a lot of youth were signing up for Facebook. And my colleague said, "Oh, we can't be on Facebook. We have to, that's where the youth are. We gotta stay over here in our lane." And I said, "Okay, so in 4-H we value like relationships between an adult and a youth and mentorship and things. And that's important in real life, but online we're just gonna let youth figure it out on their own." And so they kind of thought about that. And so we again took a positive approach back then. So whether it's been social media, smartphones, mental health with technology, there's all those technology skills that our youth need to learn, because over your careers, you're going to have all kinds of new technologies. And so we can't just prepare you to embrace and figure out AI. We got to help you figure out, okay, how do you then I take that same thing? So 20 years ago, we were learning how to navigate Facebook. Now there's no kids probably that even use Facebook. You've gone on to the next social media, the next social media.
Thank you. I would mention I do love a good Facebook Marketplace ad. I just got a new dresser. It's amazing.
Yeah, a friend of mine says if we could just take Facebook Marketplace and separate it into another app, we could probably just forget about Facebook.
I like my groups, or all my emojis I use in my posts.
Now, we've been talking a lot today about what's going on with AI today within 4-H. Now, this is a big question, so I'm just going to throw it out. But where do you guys see the future of AI going?
Technology changes so very rapidly. Quick example, I was giving a presentation at a 2-day conference. I had to give the same presentation 2 days in a row. The first day, everything worked really well. The second day, we pulled up the AI tool that we were using, and it had completely changed. That is how quickly it is changing. And like pivot right there, it was rough. Anyway, it was successful, we were fine. But so it's really hard to anticipate really where the future of AI is going. And quite frankly, I feel like that's kind of up to you guys, because you guys as youth are the ones who are going to create that new future. It is up to us to make sure that you have those tools. And that's kind of what our goal is.
And I think we'll see it more growing around the machine learning, the image recognition, to where our different subject matter things like the medical field, agriculture, the automotive industry, all those things will start to integrate it into solving problems, helping people live longer, helping things grow better, helping us drive safer, and not just what we're in right now, which is kind of this productivity model of I'm going to use these tools to be more productivity or do things quicker. They're going to really enhance things.
So tell us, are there any other big fun things, or even just small things that you like to share about AI? Because clearly, I never knew that, even though Owen did.
It's something that I tend to share a lot. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I don't want to learn new technology. My life is just fine the way it is." First of all, you're already using it. But second of all, in a lot of different ways. But second of all, it's important that as young people, you do take the time to learn how to use AI appropriately, correctly, safely, because when you get to the real world, when you get to college, when you get to the job market, it will be an expectation. Right now, they're training people. like businesses, 85% of businesses, 86% of businesses it went up, are using AI in some way. It might be large language models, it might be machine learning, it might be something even more in depth, but they're using it and they're training their people how to use it. But once you guys are ready for those jobs, they will expect that you'll already know how to use it. So we need to make sure that you have those skills.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is just remembering the other skills. And so, you could be the best at computers, you could be the best at an AI tool, but it's that student voice, it's that human voice that we still need to keep in the center. Last question, just
Yes.
what do you guys think about AI? How's it playing a role in your life? And where do you guys see it going as young people? Because we often say like, well, our young people think, but here you guys are here live in
On
person.
the spot.
Always ask, yes.
Okay, I'll go first. It's been something I've been really, really curious about. I've been reading some books about AI, its development, especially with the large language models right now. It's something that's really interesting because machine learning has been around for a while. It's these large language models that are new and changing things up. My personal belief for the future is I'm cautiously optimistic. I hope that a lot of the advances around machine learning and large language models will stay around. But I also think that the rise of ChatGPT is like possibly going to be a little bit destructive in the long run. But again, I hope that it can advance human productivity in some way that'll help us down the line. But yeah, I don't know, cautiously optimistic.
I guess for myself right now, I work as a club leader back in Minnesota, and always try to help out still within the program. And for us, one thing that we commonly use is AI to help us either shorten down some paragraphs, make things a little tighter, and then overall just make a lot of our work that we send out to our youth look professional. And also like something I think is really, really helpful is, I'm in college right now, so I'll write a paper and I think it sounds really good that it can be sent off to youth, but then I'll put into ChatGPT or something alike. I'll say, can you please make this to make sure that a third grader understands?
I just ordered an AI robotic dog.
Oh my gosh.
The college bought it for me, so that's good. But this is a dog that can go through like a farmer's field. It can scan for weeds. It can scan for bugs and things like that. So the idea that we're going to have machines that can do maybe tasks, and so that we can go on to do the other larger things and leave. So there might be a robot that can shovel manure, I don't know, in the future, and take some of those tasks off our hands.